What's up, everybody? This is your girl, EJ.
What's up with it, my people? This your boy, FJ.
And we just want to talk.
So
really quickly, we want to know, would you attend your high school reunion? Why or why not? I've never, me personally, attended a class reunion. We've only had one, and that was a 10-year. I didn't attend. And then you said you guys have never had one.
No, not really a class reunion. We had something like where a lot of the classes got together during homecoming one year. I think some of the classes had shirts and stuff like that, but actually having a class reunion, we haven't had that.
But you come from a incredibly small class though, right? So It's not like you had a
you throwing shade?
No, I'm not.
It was like incredibly small.
Okay, how many were in your graduating class?
Was maybe 30, 35.
So that's what I'm saying. So like if it were different, like in a bigger town or at a bigger school, with a bigger class, then it may have been like more pressure to organize something like a class reunion. I wasn't throwing shots at your school.
I got you.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying though.
Yeah.
But would I attend my class reunion? Most definitely. I wouldn't even think twice about it. I mean, just for me, I would love to see a lot of people that I went to school with, and just to know what they're doing with their lives, how they living, do they have kids? How many kids do you have? To meet that person's spouse, just a lot of that stuff, man. I think is real cool to go back and see the people that you actually grew up with. And where I'm from, it's a small town, so a lot of the people that I graduated with, we went to school together our whole entire life.
Yeah.
So, and I'm talking kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. And a lot of us even went to college together. So, just to go back and see those faces and see how much we've grown and become nice, respectable young men,
and
women and all of that. So, I think just to see that, I think it'll be dope to go back and see.
So for sure you would go if you all had one.
I'm definitely there.
Are you friends with a lot of your classmates like on social media? Are you able to keep up with them like that?
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think it may be just a few that I'm not friends with.
So why don't you reach out to them and maybe you guys can organize like a class reunion?
Possibly.
See, I don't share those same experiences with you when you say a lot of us went to school since kindergarten.
Yeah.
We grew up, going to school our whole lives together. I don't really share that experience because, after my parents got divorced, we moved. Then we moved again. And so my graduating class, I was only with them for 3 years. Now, for me personally, I didn't go to my 10-year reunion because I didn't feel like I had achieved enough to go. I think for me, my 10-year reunion just kind of slapped me in my face and said, "You're not where you want to be. You've been out of school for 10 years and you still haven't achieved anything." And so to me, it wasn't like, "Oh wow, let me, hang out with all my friends and let me catch back up with such and such." It was just like, I thought about the conversations. Hey, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
Nothing. I didn't feel fulfilled. I won't go so far as to say I was ashamed of where I was, but it was pretty darn close because I've always been a creative. I've always wanted more. I've always wanted the big, and to not even have the small. When you want the big anyway, to not even have the small in your hand. It was a conversation I just wasn't ready to have. I look at some of my classmates and some of them are, nurses. They're at the time, they were in politics. I think, a few of them were doctors. And I just was like, what I'm going to say? Like,
yeah, I think that's a good enough reason to not attend because you don't want to feel like
everybody is winning except for me. That's how I feel. I just felt like I just had not achieved enough. And I know that everybody in the class was not like overachieved and everybody wasn't making, 6 figures. And I know that it wasn't like that. But when you play mind games against yourself, you create all of this stuff in your head, and you always make it the worst that it could be.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't feel like, I had probably been in college 2 to 3 different times.
Yeah.
Without completing.
And I'm sure if you had went back, everything would have been fine.
I'm sure it was. It was. I did not. The class I graduated with, I didn't have any issues with them. They weren't like catty people. I didn't fight nobody. It wasn't like, oh, they think they bet. It was me. It was literally me. I just could not convince myself that I had achieved enough in life to celebrate a 10-year reunion. Now, if we had one tomorrow, or if we have a 20-year reunion,
would you attend?
I honestly don't know. But if I didn't attend the 20-year reunion, it's definitely not because I don't feel that I've achieved enough. Because at this point, I think I would be comfortable standing in any room with anybody in any profession and being okay with exactly who I am today. But I was not that girl, during my 10-year reunion. I was very unsure of myself.
And I mean, like I said a few minutes ago, I think that's a valid enough reason to not attend, because you don't want to be in a place, especially with people that you've been knowing for a while, and you feel like an outcast because you didn't get to do some of the things that they're doing. I mean, you got some people that come out of high school and they already making and they big have money.
And it's so funny because some people just have that support and community behind them. I kind of went to college just kind of blind. I didn't understand anything about, credits and, this class is worth 3 hours and this class is, and, you need this many hours for this. I knew what they were saying, but it was not registering to me. But sometimes, you can come straight out of high school. You got a 4-year plan. You follow through with it. You finish on time. Like you plan out your life, and it happens exactly the way you plan. And for those that experience that, they are super lucky and blessed. But I was just out there, child. When are we getting our refund checks? Huh? That's huh? Can I take out a loan too? That just was my focal point. I was just not worried about school, and that class reunion just kind of hit me in the face like, you ain't been doing nothing.
And you was like, I'm not attending that.
And I didn't.
Let me ask this question. Do you think it's people out here that, let's just say they had beef with people in school?
Oh my God. Does the beef roll over?
I'm just asking, like,
does it roll over to the reunion?
With people, not necessarily roll over to like a real deal fight. But do you still feel the same way about that person that you felt in high school?
You know what? I want to be grown and say, no, you're an adult, you get over it. But there are people that I didn't deal with in high school. I didn't deal with them after high school. And if I see them now, that's the only thought I have. I don't deal with them.
I got you.
That's not being petty. That's not talking about them. That's not being uncivil or anything. It's just like, okay, Buckethead, like...
Well, the reason why I asked it, because that could be a reason as to why a lot of people may not attend their class reunion. It could have been something small that happened back in school.
That's really good.
That lingered over into your adulthood. That says, you know what, I still don't care for that person, so I won't be attending.
Or I don't care for that place. And then some people have gotten bullied in school. Yeah. They don't want to go back and even deal with all of that. Wait a minute. Because we just watched a movie about that.
What's that?
The class reunion.
Class reunion.
Remember, and they made him think he slept with the girl, and his friend tried to be with his wife. Remember on the Urban Network?
Oh, yeah. They went to college together.
Right. Okay. So, college.
I forgot the name of that movie.
Okay, but what if it's... Because people can avoid class reunions because of that. Like, you can say, you know what? My first love was my classmate. I'm married now. I don't even want to open myself up to what that could possibly mean by sharing the same space with them again. So I'm not going to go.
I think that's spot on. Because a lot of people say all the time, oh, that shouldn't be a reason why you should do this or do that. But you know what? A lot of times we can get caught up. And I know a lot of people can relate to it. And I'm not necessarily talking about being with another man or another woman. I'm just saying it could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be a person that you didn't like in school, and you went to that reunion, and it fired up all over again.
Yeah.
So if you think it may cause a problem with a somebody that you was with in school, that you may say, you know what, I wouldn't dare be with that person again because I'm married now. I'm 12 years married. I got 2-3 kids, and there's no way I would go back and be with that person. But you know what? Sometimes when you see that person, you be like, I remember this.
Ooh, and I remember how it made me feel.
I remember. It could be anything. But as I was saying, that would be a good enough reason to say, you know what?
I agree.
I'll sit this one out. Because you don't want to. Because I'm telling you, the decisions that you make, they affect more than just you. And if it's somebody that you may be a little vulnerable towards.
Oh, come on, vulnerable.
Then you may need to sit that one out.
Come on, maybe vulnerable. Come. Are you vulnerable toward anybody in your class?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Ask me. Ask me.
Anyway.
Ask me about my vulnerability.
Man, y'all tell us what y'all think, how y'all feel about it. Would you attend your high school reunion under any circumstances? And if you wouldn't, man, let us know.
Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. This is your girl, EJ.
And this your boy, FJ.
And we just wanted to talk.
We just wanted to talk.
Bye.